Hello, my name is Kenneth Blackburn, and in today's video, we are going to be discussing wedding music. First, I would like you to know my wife did give me some input with this assignment. We never had a wedding, so we never realized how much music was actually used during the process. We planned on having a wedding, but when we went to get our marriage license, and I was military at the time, they're just like, well, you can just get married today. So we eloped, I guess is the right word for it. Anyway, moving on to the prelude music, the three pieces we chose. Well, the first piece we chose is the Cello Suite Number 1 in G major, which was released in 1720, and it was composed by Johann Sebastian Bach, and it's from the Baroque period. It's a well-known piece, and it seems fitting for any wedding or event, The second piece we chose is Canon in D for cello and piano. The date is unknown, and it was composed by Johann Pachelbel. I'm sure I said that wrong, so I'm sorry. I believe it is a Baroque period piece as well. I recognized this piece through movies, but I really enjoyed how the piano and the cello instruments were paired together. The third piece is Evenstar, or Evenstar, however you want to pronounce it, which was released in 2001 as part of the Lord of the Rings The Two Towers film, and it's composed by Howard Shore, and we believe it's based on postmodernism period music. My wife and I enjoy the Hobbit books and movies, and since that is one of our bonding points, it seemed fitting to use something we've bonded over for this piece. Moving on to the processional, we chose the Ode to Joy, Symphony Number 9, Movement 4, which was released in 1824, and it was composed by Ludwig van Beethoven, and it's a classical period piece. Marrying my wife was a joyous occasion, even if it was an elopement. We were surrounded by family and friends during the little ceremony, and I'd marry her again if she'd have me. Moving on to the bridal entrance, we chose the Bridal Chorus, also known as the Bridal March, and it was released in 1850. It was composed by Richard Wagner, and it's a romantic period piece. I chose this piece because it's traditional and well-known aisle entrance, and my wife wasn't opposed to it. The next segment is the Unity Candle, but since my wife is Hispanic, they do something called the Lasso Ceremony. It's kind of the same thing, but it's just a cultural difference. Anyway, the piece we chose is La Paloma. I'm sure I said that wrong, but you say it with like a Hispanic twist of the tongue. Anyway, it was released in 1894. It was composed by Francisco Tárrega, a Spanish composer, and it's a romantic period piece. As I said, my wife is Hispanic, and to honor her, we would have done the Lasso Ceremony in place of the Unity Candle. This is done after the couple recites their vows, and a relative drapes 2 linked rosaries, a rope, or a floral rope across the couple's shoulders in a figure-8 form to represent the couple's union. The lasso is worn for the duration of the ceremony and then removed by the relative who placed it there. The recessional, which is music that concludes the wedding ceremony, we went with Across the Stars, which was released in 2002 as part of the Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones film. It was composed by John Williams and performed by the London Symphony Orchestra, and it's a postmodernism period, or based on postmodernism period. As I mentioned previously, my wife and I bonded over movies, and we both agree that even though Anakin's love turns toxic and dangerous for Padme, that their love was deep for one another. The last section is the postlude music, and the piece we chose is the Sleeping Beauty Waltz, commonly heard in Disney's Sleeping Beauty, which was released in 1889. The composer is Tchaikovsky. It's a romantic period piece. Excuse me. My wife grew up on Disney, and Sleeping Beauty is one of her favorites. she'll watch this movie with our daughter, and when the scene plays, they'll dance and sing, and hearing their joy and laughter is something I cherish. As you do with your wedding day, you kind of cherish those memories. And that's all I have. We'll see you next week for the final. Bye.